Hold up. Certified freak. Yeah. 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy make that pull out game weak. Woo! Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, nigga, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This pussy is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm a surprise. Let's role play, I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. Out in public, make her sing. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Hey. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me.
Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. The levels. Naris 21. Yay. We had a long, hard, and uncut production meeting today. Okay? Dang, I was singing that. Oh, you're gonna get to sing that later this weekend when I come live and I do the production with, like the old school days. But we had a long, hard, and uncut production meeting today, Naris 21. I want you to know that I reflected, I meditated, I took the feedback into consideration, and I said, absolutely not. Fuck it. Good evening, I am Juanqui, and welcome to my world. Drop a bomb on that. Yes. After much reflection, consideration, innuendo, and outnuendo, the motherfucking bomb is here to stay. It was part of my production. It's been part of the fabric of what this production is about. And, I found myself fighting myself not to say drop a bomb on that. Because here I am trying to be politically correct, trying to be sensitive, trying to be self-aware. And I said to myself, fuck that shit. Okay? My sound effect was here way before that man, them hicks and bigots voted into that place. And my sound effect is staying here. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanqui and welcome to my world. I am a cornucopia of stuff. You just never know what kind of video you're going to get out of me. But for the month of March, we are going to be giving people advice, unsolicited advice. They're asking for the advice, so I'm here to give it. Okay, I'm here to give it. We are also going to be judging. We are also going to be listening to confessions. This is their confessions. People who go online and just confess. And they just want an ear. Well, we're here to give them an ear. We're here to pass judgment. And we're here to give, our feedback on it. Okay? Okay. Does everybody have their permission slips available? Everybody had Naris 21. Please collect everybody's permission slip. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And today's advice seeker went to the men's section. Okay. It's a female. And she says, guy asked me to go trail running on the first date. I was thinking it was a cute idea since we both like to run. But then I mentioned it to my friend. She said, it's not a good idea. Do you think it's actually a bad idea? Too unsafe for the first date? Okay, she goes further to say, I'm 22, female, and he's 28, male. We're both really into running. He asked me to go trail running for the first date, parentheses, and talk about getting smoothies after so we could talk more, end of parentheses. I think this is a really cute idea, but wasn't thinking about it from a safety perspective. At first, until my friend said this wouldn't be a good idea because with trail running, we wouldn't be out in public around other people and would just be ourselves out in nature. Girl, you are walking right into Jeffrey Dahmer, but let's continue. We met online and don't know each other in person. So this this young lady, she's 22 in her ripe, flourishing age, is about to go meet a nearly 30-year-old. Because if we gonna round it up, 28 is 30, okay? And he wants to take her out. They want to run in the trails, in the forest and shit. Naris 21. You ever heard of such a thing as a first date? First of all, right there should have been a motherfucking first flag. On your first date, you want to be as presentable, as good looking, Savannah. That's a good look, Savannah. You want to smell good. You don't want to be sweating. You don't want to be stinking. You want to present your best foot forward. Okay? Because the first impression is the lasting impression. You dumb, naive girl. You dumb, naive girl. You're not ready to date yet. Let's go ahead and listen to what some of the advice by men. The men gave advice. Narration 1 says, child, a mess, honey. A mess. Let's put you up there. Yes, a mess, honey. A mess. Drop a bomb on that. I'm sorry. We're about to retire the percussionist. He's about to be retired one last time for the road. It served well for, I think, 1 or 2 days. I don't know what got into me. I was in my emotions and in my feelings. I guess it was too much CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox going in at once on the Instagram. And, sometimes we just have to talk these things through. So at the production meeting, it was decided, I made the executive decision that the bomb is here to stay. Drop a motherfucking bomb on that. Okay? Somebody says, a man says to the young female, haven't met in person yet? How about a run in a park that's open rather than in the woods, secluded? A man gave 2 thumbs up to that. Second this. Another man gave 3 thumbs up to that and said first. That will probably be better. I'll mention a park run to him and ask if he would be okay with that instead and see what he says. Okay? Somebody says. As a big, strong guy, I have never once slightly considered my own safety on a first date. But I guess I haven't had any first dates out in the woods either. Laughing out loud. So if a girl asked me to do this, I probably still would not hesitate to do it with her. But at the same time, I totally get why it's not the same in the other side. I'm actually going to be more mindful, empathetic to that moving forward because it wasn't really much of a consideration for me before. This man, instead of giving the advice that the young lady was asking for, went in and gave his own fucking soliloquy. Ain't nobody asking you about whether or not you could defend yourself from a female in the woods. Jesus. All right, let's see. Somebody says, As men, we sometimes are a bit oblivious to the more ever present safety concerns of women. If you overtly say it's for safety, any man who isn't a threat should be immediately understanding. Okay, so let me give the young lady my 25 cents, my advice. No, girl, you don't go into the motherfucking woods with a stranger you haven't even met in person on a first date into the woods. Are you stupid or you dumb? Or you just a small young white bee? Which one? Or all three? Really? Girl, really? Sounds like you still need to learn some street smarts and you're not ready to go out and fucking date. Sure, especially at 22, the fuck you looking for a 30-year-old man for? Date around your age. Date another 23-year-old. 22 trying to go all fast and furious with a 30-year-old man into the woods she hasn't even met. And then you're going to have the family crying on the TV. And then, oh, I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what it was getting into. God, she probably doesn't even know his real name. Crazy the positions these dumb heifer hoes put themselves in. Jesus Christ. Okay. There was one more that I wanted to read. I wanted to do a double feature presentation today, and oh my God, it went away. It went away. It was also about some dumb heifer hoe trying to go meet the damn killer. Let me see if I have it here. I'm just looking through my notes. I don't have it here. Oh my God, I think she took it down. Sometimes that happens when a lot of people go at people. You know what I'm saying? They end up taking the post down because, you know, a lot of people are going at them for being stupid. Drop a bomb on that. I think I'm going to start screenshotting because this happens more often than you would think, where it just like, boom, disappears. Hold on a second. I think I found it. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Just a second. I have so many of them that it's a little bit hard sometimes to sort them through. Let me just see here. Saved. Okay, no, I don't have it here. Sorry. Wah, wah, wah. My bad. But if I can remember, let me remember, because even though she took it down, I actually read that one and I said it was going to be a good one. This young female who has been talking to this man online. This is a different asking for advice. She has never met him, and she's about to get fluked out. Okay, he was like, "Oh, why don't you come over?" They live in different states. He's gonna flew her out, right? And she wanted to know if he was going to pay. How should she ask him about paying for a hotel, or is she staying with him in his house? Another dumb bee walking into Jeffrey Dahmer's basement. You have not met this man. She was young. She was under 23. You have not met this man in real life. You are about to get on a flight that he paid for, okay, to go visit him at his home. And now you're trying to ask the audience, how should you go about whether you're sleeping in his house or should she have to get a hotel? Do you think that he is flying you out on a plane? What, babe? Say it. You are. My husband is asking me to say it. I will say it. In the words of Monique, you a dummy, bitch. You a dummy. 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 You a dummy, bitch. So she wants. So now her concern is how should she go about whether or not she's sleeping at his house or should she get a hotel? Bitch, you dumb heifer hoe. Listen, y'all want to be all independent. Be independent. Book your own trip. Say, okay, let's go. Let's meet halfway or book my own trip. I know he isn't scared to say it. Hello, Miss View's View. Good evening. Miss View, I saw your ring. Miss View. He will not say it. Miss View, baby, Incredible Hulk. Miss View has a rock in her hand. Okay, I'm gonna show you the picture later on. But so, and then if you want to be so independent, buy your ticket so he don't have nothing to hold over you. Say I'm gonna be in town, or just say you're gonna be in town. Let's meet for some coffee. Let's meet for dinner. I'm not really a coffee dater. I think that's just cheap. I'm sorry. I think it's cheap. If a man is trying to take you out as a female, and we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. First of all, I don't date women, so that's different. I don't date women, but in my view, whenever I was dating, I didn't go out to date for like coffee. Let's go get tea or coffee. Let's go to the coffee shop. No, I might go for some drinks. Let's go for some drinks in some like nice hotel bar or lounge, not like the hole in the wall. And then it could be like drinks and then dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like dinner. Do not invite me to the Starbucks. Do not invite me to the local mom and shop, the big old gay cup. There was a place called that here in New York City. The Cup. I don't need to be in any of that. That is a nice date. Let's go for some cocktails and then we can go across town and go to the we could go to the restaurant, whatever, the Brazilian steakhouse or the Italian, the teppanyaki, the Korean barbecue, and some of these things are interactive. Like the Korean barbecue is interactive, Miss View. You're in there, you're sizzling, you're frying, you're talking, you're throwing the sakis back, And if you get lucky, you do the sake now and then you get the sake later on, long time. Okay? All right? But these coffee dates, you want me to get myself all put together for a motherfucking coffee date? You understand how much I had to fluff and puff this hair when Incredible Hulk had me at a fabulous hotel room waiting for over 12 hours? Naris 21 is my witness. Yes, because I was cussing like a motherfucking sailor. We were like in the 20-something floor or something like that. Really high up there. I had to fluff my hair, Miss View, wet it and refluff it 3 different times. And put the hairspray and the whole nine as I sat there waiting for 12 motherfucking hours. And in those 12 hours, I was contemplating. I was upset because Delta did not have a flight getting the hell out of there until it was the morning. Yes, he was, child. Let me put it right up there. Yes, he was. And see, even though I flew myself out, and it's different for males, because I would have thrown an Incredible Hulk. Listen, we both would have went right out that damn penthouse glass window. Let me see if I have the video here. I have to preview the video. Maybe when I do my story time this weekend, I'll show you guys the accommodations. I would have, if that man tried anything with me up there, although, let me tell you, Incredible Hulk. Oh, my mouth is salivating already, Miss View. Incredible Hulk. When I went down there, I said, listen, I'm not trying to be that type of woman, but it's if I put out just hours after meeting him, I put out just hours after meeting him. Okay? My heart is beating right now. I'm like, oh my God. Ooh, I'm blushing on everything in the studio by myself. Miss View. I was ready. I was ready to get violated 3 times. Okay, violated 3 times. All right, but y'all be happy to know that I was a gentleman about mines, and I did not put out on the first date. I did not sleep with Hulk on the second date. But in the evening of the third date, okay, in the evening of the third date, because I was leaving on the fourth date in the morning, in the crazy hours of the morning. Oh yes, Miss View, I had that Incredible Hulk. I gave him a whole taste. Okay, Miss View, a whole taste. And I closed the deal that same day, Miss View. I closed the deal that same day. Ain't no shame in my game. I came back on that flight to JFK, smile ear to ear. I had secured the marriage. Incredible Hulk was on a plane coming back less than 2 months later. Okay? Less than 2 months later. It was signed, sealed, and delivered. I was already making plans. I was writing in a napkin they gave me the little cookies and stuff like that. I was writing in the napkin my whole, my vows. I was writing the master plan of how everything was going to go for the next 15 years. Oh, he was hooked already. Oh, he was hooked. I was hooked already, but he was hooked. He was hooked. I had that man put his whole life in 3 boxes. In 3 boxes, Miss View. Whatever don't fit, leave it. You no longer live this type of life. And I drove him back there. He saw motorcycle. Oh, yes, he used to have a motorcycle. A Ninja, I think it was. I went down there, had him sell the shit. We took it right up the thing. Hopped right in the car. I put everything you can fit in these 3 boxes and a piece of luggage, drove him right to FedEx. And it was a queen behind the FedEx back there. And I don't trust the queens, Miss View. I do not trust the queen. So I was like, let this be signature requested, because the queen could tell that I was down to the move Incredible Hulk. So Miss View says, now he is fighting with the neighbors about Christmas decorations across the street. And I'm not trying to sound, because I don't want to sound, but let's not forget that this is second home. I don't really do any decorations in the vacation home. I don't. Very nice area in the whole now, but I don't do, I want to do decorations here, here where I'm like full time. So yeah, I drove him to the FedEx, and I think it was like maybe like 150. I think I remember, because it was like they were heavy boxes and big boxes, and they were gonna get here in 3 days, signature and all that. And then then we booked the flight. Well, I had my flight already. He hopped on my flight. Not only did he hop on my flight, he sat right next to me. At that time, they were still doing the seat in the middle open. So he sat right next to me. I took a picture. I said, Naris, look what I'm coming back to New York on Incredible Hulk. Okay. But it's different for females. I don't know what these young girls think. It's like, one wants to go meet somebody in the woods, sweaty, running. Girl, you don't even know if he's about to run you into a trail, and then there's going to be 5 more guys over there waiting for you. And then nobody's going to find you. Are you dumb? She's dumb. She's really dumb. And you sound even dumber coming out here to the internet, signing your Johnny Hancock to it with your handle and writing all this thing up. Not a gangbanger. Yes. Drop a bomb on that. Incredible Hulk says, I'm easily identifiable. Laughing a lot. I can't commit crimes. Laughing a lot. I'm the tallest person 99% of the time. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, and I love it. I was praying to God, because most of everybody that I've always dated has been like 6 feet. Lord, send me the tallest man I've ever seen in my life. Oh, Miss View. When I climb onto an Incredible Hulk, Miss View. Miss View, when I climb onto an Incredible Hulk, it's like, whew, let's leave that for story time. To the young lady that's trying to, I'm gonna say she is, what's the word? Not blue balling, because she hasn't really gotten him there yet. But she's definitely playing with this man. If he paid your ticket to come visit him, he knows you out of state, and there has been no conversations about where you're going to stay. He is expecting you to come to his home. He's paying for that pussy to get on that flight, okay, and be delivered to his home. If you think you're gonna go to this man's home for the weekend and he's not gonna take a whiff at minimum of your persons, if you think this man is not gonna want you in his bed, all right, if you think you're going to, what's the word, Naris 21, when you get them real excited, and then you say, I'm gonna go home now, it's time for me to go, and they're like, wait a minute, wait, it's time for you to start sucking on that. It's time for you to start extracting. Maris 21. It's time for you to start, pulling it out. It's time for you to experience everything you learned about in health class. Pun, no pun. Drop a bomb on that. Hot and bothered arousal. It's called edging. Edging. Oh yes. Right, get busy. Edging. When she gonna get him right to the edge and then talk about, oh, I gotta go to my hotel room now. He said, oh, you could go to the hotel room right after I explode 3 times all over you. Drop a bomb on the explosion. Okay? Anyway, in conclusion, these young girls, and it's not just the young girls, I'm sure the gays too, they're playing a dangerous game with this internet and stuff like that. I keep coming across posts of people who are showing cervix for a quarter, vaginal canal, uterus, ovaries, the men on the boat, Miss View, the clitoris, all of that. And it's like, okay, I needed to make money. Like, what if you didn't have access to the phone and to the platform that allows you to put the shit up there or to text intimate pictures of you? Okay, so you would not be doing that, right? So you will have to figure out something else like education. And, but I've heard people say it's so hard to work and go to school at the same time. A lot of people, I think everybody I knew in my circle growing up, whatever, worked and went to school at the same time. Heck, I was a full-time worker, and I was in a master's program full-time. Drop a bomb on that. It's like the excuses. Miss View says, I had 3 jobs. Exactly. You could get it how you can get it. Miss View, one was work study. There you go. I worked even overnights. I would work overnights, Miss View. I don't even know how the fuck I did it. Work overnights at the 311 call center or at the help, I'm falling and I can't get up. I'm gonna, and I have a post of somebody who's asking for advice with that. I worked midnights to 8 a.m. right there down on Wall Street. Then I walked about 5 blocks and I started my other job 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then I would go home, shower, eat a little bit, sleep a little bit, and head out. That was full-time both. And then on the weekends or whenever, I would go to school 2 days out of the week, full time, like full, the whole day, Miss View. I was going to school from like 8:15 was my first class in the morning to like 10:30 at night so that I can get all my classes in 1 or 2 days. Drop a bomb on that. Good evening, Castro Cannon. How are you? Nice to see you. So it's, when I hear people like, oh, it's so hard. Yeah, okay. Every generations I had their issues, and it's been like you can either continue to say it's so hard, or you could start getting into it so your body and your routine could get into it, and you could get these things that you got to get done so you can live the life that you want to live, you envision for yourself. And that's one thing that I know to be true, definitely in the gay community, and I know it to be true in like the straight community too when it comes down to females, but for the gays, there's always this fairy tale that they're going to be rescued, and when you go into the world thinking that, I don't know, something about that, people that I've seen thinking that they're going to find a man who's just going to change their life completely. All they're bringing with them is the need and the person coming into the life, just like the females. Females think that they're going to find a sugar daddy or oil tycoon, okay, from Texas, like Anna Nicole Smith, who was the nurse, and then look what happened to her. That white man didn't leave her shit, right? He didn't leave her crap, Miss View and Naris 21. Anna Nicole Smith with a big old titties. I was about to say she was a prostitute. She was not a prostitute because I didn't see the exchange of money for intercourse or sexual favors. But she definitely was a stripper rolling up and down a stripper pole. Drop a bomb on that. And the oil tycoon from so was she rich? He was rich. He was rich, and he was his nurse. Somehow we had to go to classes. Nothing was online. Oh yeah. When I graduated, Miss View, they were starting to do the online. They were doing in my school. They were doing the online, and it was the 500 level courses, Miss View. And so that 500 level courses, that's like a chapter, a class that you're supposed to read, and a term, like a paper, every single session. So the writing, it was the biggest mistake of my life. I regretted it, but it allowed me to be on tour because I could go to school, through the computer. But the amount of reading that was required, because you're not meeting with the teacher face to face twice a week. You're only doing this online. And once a week, we had to have read 5 chapters and have 2 papers, and the exam was a term paper of 30-page paper, Miss View, because it was a 500 level course. The final exam was a research paper with a thesis, and you had to have the whole thing 30 pages. So I was I remember sitting in the library, hitting send on that last paper, 30 pages, and I was just so oh my God, I'm done. I looked at the person sitting next to me, didn't even know who the fuck they were, and I was like, I'm done. And I looked at the other girl next to me, because they had little cubicles, and I said, I just put my last paper in Blackboard. And she was like, congratulations. I was like, I'm so done. And I was skipping out of there it was freaking, I was about to go see the Wizard in The Wiz, Dorothy, Diana Ross. I was one of them. I was my little thick legs up and down them stairs. Oh my God. And I remember I met my friend Lori. Lori works for the city of New York now. Lori and I have been really good friends, and she was in the library too. I text her, I'm done, so she was already downstairs. So we had to go downstairs to then go in the elevator and the escalators and go upstairs and then go out to the street. So I'm in the stairs with her, and we're going up. And I'm like, Lori, it's done. And she's like, yes, Swanky's done. And I was like, Lori was bisexual, right? And so she was and I was like, somehow, the conversation about sleeping with people. And I said to her, wow, I've been here 5 years and I did not sleep with anybody. And she looked at me and she said, and I've been here 5 years and I slept with way too many bodies. And then we came up right there, 59th Street, and we was fucking done, Miss View. Little did everybody know, including myself, that just like 3 months later, I will be coming right back to the building as I started my master's program. But you know, when you're in a master's program, you're different. You're the cool kids, okay? You're the cool kids. You've been here, done that, and you're so about your education that you're here because you want to go get a master's. Okay, let's see. Miss View says, I use real typewriter to do my papers. Oh no, I didn't have a typewriter, Miss View. No, yeah, I used a laptop. I used a laptop. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, says, Lord, my mom had a typewriter. I remember playing with that and putting the ink ribbons and sliding that thing at the end of every sentence. Yes, and you know what, Miss View? Did you have the typewriter? Because even though I didn't do my papers for school, my high school papers I did on a typewriter. But my typewriter wasn't it was an electric typewriter. So the keyboard looked like a computer keyboard. But I still had the tape, Miss View. And did you have where you had to flip the tape up and down if you wanted red writing and if you wanted black ink? All you had to do, you had to go back there and flip the spindles or the wheels and flip it to the black side or the red side. And then my computer typewriter thing, my electric typewriter, had another strip that was like whiteout. So I would put that, but you had to physically manually change the tapes or whatever. You would put the whiteout one and it would white out whatever you needed to white out. Miss View says, we didn't have laptops. You know I am older than you, boo. I sent the other papers to Kinko's. The ribbon, right. Red and black, very messy. Yes, very messy. And then, but my electric typewriter had like a ribbon that was oh my God, what's the word of that thing? What's that thing? Whiteout, like the whiteout paper thing. Oh my God, I was typing so hard to hear the click, clack, clack. Oh, the good old days. So yes, Lori was a Fast and the Furious one. We went to celebrate my birthday at one of the gay clubs, Miss View. And you know, I was very good, but I rode with some very adventurous people. And so before we went into the club, everybody, you know, we pregame somewhere else, and then some of them wanted to smoke the weed, and so they smoked the weed, and then Lori had her little clutch thing, right? And in her little clutch thing, she had a Dutch, a whole rolled Dutch, okay, completely raw, fat Dutch that she was gonna light up in the club at some point, right? So we get to Crash. The club was called Crash. We get to Crash and we're all lined up and security is tight. They're patting the girls. Like they have a girl doing the girls, right? And so Lori, she actually had two blunts. She had two blunts. This is important. She had two blunts. She had them in her clutch, right? So she's like, okay, wait for me in the line. I'll be right back. So she disappears somewhere. Then she comes back and we right in time for us to go in. So the guys go with the guy bouncer and then she goes to the girl bouncer. The girl bouncer's patting her down the whole nine. She goes into Lori's little clutch and she takes out one of the Dutches rolled up. And she's like, she shakes her head and she's like, no, you can't bring this in. So she takes the Dutch, right? And I'm like, okay, so she won't get to, then they're just not gonna get to smoke. So we are in the club. It's maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It's time for them to take I want to take their smoke break. So we go to the alley. There's a little door. You could open a little door, and we were just in the alley. So I get out with them, and here comes Lori about to turn on her Dutch. And they were, we were like with 5 guys or what. She was with 5 guys. So they were like, Sharon, I don't smoke. I didn't smoke because at the time I was working for the feds. I used to get drug tests, the whole nine, right? So I'm like, Lori, how did you get? I thought she took your Dutch. And she's like, oh no, I brought this one in. I said, but I saw her pat you on the honey. How the hell? Miss View, and I'm gonna leave everybody with this one. Lori had brought the Dutch right up in her pussy. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Right up in there. And these nasty hangers were all taking a pull for each. I was like, y'all are disgusting. Y'all is nasty. Y'all is absolutely disgusting and nasty. Okay? That's a crackhead. Not only is it a crackhead, she put it in her ussy. And then everybody sharing, not me. I'm watching. I'm just supporting. I'm supporting from across the alley, across the wall. But no. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for taking these 40 minutes to indulge me. Okay, I could never be that desperate to smoke. First of all, sharing a Dutch. A cigarette, a drink, I'm not putting my mouth where, especially a homosexual, a young, fast homosexual like they all were back in the day. And I know because I used to see them be all fast and furious. Okay? And they're sharing this, that just sharing of the blunt, and let alone where the blunt came from. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm good. Yeah. I'm all right. I'm all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming through. Tomorrow, I will be coming through with some story times. Yes, story times. Tomorrow, I have to sit with my production thing. It's been wigging so bad. I'm going to have to reinstall the whole thing and reinstall it and then do all of my curtains and my sounds and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing that in the afternoon. But then I'm going to debut a really nice show in the evening. Please make sure you come through. We're going to let our hair down. We're going to go long, hard, and uncut like we like to do. Don't forget to show my Hulk the engagement ring. Oh, I'm about to show him right now. Let me just see here. I'm going to send it. Miss View. I'm about to pull it up right now and send it to him right now. Post. Let me send it to him right now because I can share this, right? I'm gonna send it to him right now. He's about to get it right now. He's gonna be able to talk about it right now. Baby, check your text message. Don't forget to show Hulk my engagement ring. I have a carat. Drop a bomb on that. Don't hate Hulk. Not 80 carats. She is. My boo had to outshine Honky. But let me tell you, let me tell you, Miss View. And I've seen the pictures. It does not look, it looks like, what is it, Cubicicornian? Is that what it is? Hulk, the fake shit? It looks, and then I think it's ridiculous. When I got engaged and I was going crazy in the whole nine, it was like, I'm into my prime. I'm like, I didn't come out here and do that whole thing again. Like, this is like deja vu. Remember when he sat next to Redman, met the man, Redman, Redbone Man, and he was like, we just got engaged. They even collected for the wedding. You said that other ring, right? The man is waving his hand with Timu on his finger. Of course, absolutely. No, it's not even the hand. It's the Skeletor. If it wasn't because it's the Ozempic, you would think it's something else going on. Drop a bomb on that. Even on the wrong finger. Absolutely. Even on the wrong finger. Because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I got to fill in Hulk. I got to fill him in on what's going on. But, all right. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a messy show. I don't know. Let's see how I feel. Thank you for coming through, Miss Viewers of You. Get some rest. My Naris 21, get some rest. It was nice to see you, Castro Cannon. Thank you for supporting. And Incredible Hulk, I'm about to give you the tea. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.